New Group Chat Convos episode, Sports Edition. We're back, man. We got Eli here with us. Unfortunately, we were missing P. Shout out P, the one and only. But it's straight. We got things rocking. It's been a crazy weekend with football. We want to give you guys, our opinions on that. We got some interest. We're going to throw some basketball in here, man, because, we don't really.
We are.
Yeah, it's been an NFL peak of the NFL season, so that's kind of why we've been locking in on that. But, hey, we're coming with the basketball takes. We're coming with the sport takes. Give y'all a little something short, sweet, Let's get right into it, man. Let's get right into it.
Yeah, man. Like you said, we never really touch on basketball. That'll change here in probably about a month or so. It'll be heavy basketball content and news. But this isn't really any news. It's something that I wanted to talk about personally on the podcast that I thought of and I brought to your attention earlier, Mil. It's like, bro, you remember Hoopmixtapes, bro?
Yes.
Back in the day. Mind you, I'm 22. He's 22. Bro, we were coming up in that 2010 era, 2015, when, bro, Ball is Life, like, really just got on the scene on YouTube. And, bro, there's nothing like that now, bro.
Bro, there isn't. I mean, even if you go
Every kid is a superstar now.
Yeah, even if you go on YouTube and watch, mixtapes or highlights of up-and-coming high school players and stuff, whatnot, it's just not the same. Because like I said, they're a superstar. If they have any type of exposure, then they're on Instagram.
If you're on an AAU team, bro.
Yeah. Like, you're known already off rip. Mm-hmm. But back in the day, man, where, social media was still a thing, but it wasn't what it is now. Yeah. Used to get on YouTube. You'd be, especially in class, man. Especially you had the little Chromebooks out. And shit,
oh
man.
My God.
You get on YouTube, you start searching up, Hoopmixtapes.
Hoopmixtapes, man.
Ball is Life. And it just be, you'd find niggas who, would just be, you wouldn't have never heard of them.
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays.
But they were all Americans.
Yeah, yeah.
But the thing is, bro, it's like, nowadays, it's pretty much, bro, like, honestly, bro, if I was a hooper, like, in high school, and I was, like, big time or something, I would just find a videographer on Instagram, DM them, and be like, yo, come to my games, and I'll pay you to make a tape for me. Or, like, make like, highlight films for me. But, like, back then, like, what we're referring to, it's like, because you can obviously, like you said, you can still get on YouTube, look up highlights or whatever. But, like, back then, to be on Ball is Life, it was, like, a honor to be on Ball is Life. Type shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was like, you're the shit if you're on Ball is Life, because not everyone got on there, And I'm not really sure how it worked. I don't know if players knew that Ball, Hoopmixtapes or they
Ball.
They didn't actually. That's what brought it to my attention, because they actually, well, I'm sure they knew a little bit, but like Austin Rivers was talking about it. He was like, bro, when you got mixtapes coming up, he's like, me, Bradley Beal, all these cats. He was like, we never tried to do that. We just go to our games and boom, Ball is Life is there. And they're like recording our games, but we're just hooping back then.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like they didn't really know. Maybe they knew sometimes, but they were just back then hooping and someone putting it online, and it was just fire, bro.
And they used to, the edits, just the entire video, they used to cut up, man.
The beats.
Especially, and when you go back and look at them and you really look at, like, especially players who is now transitioned into the NBA, it's crazy how off of, a couple mixtapes on YouTube, highlight, compilation of highlights and stuff, how it literally just skyrocketed them to boosted their, draft stock and everything, man. You look at somebody like Andrew Wiggins, niggas thought he was the next Jordan, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, they had titles calling him the next LeBron.
Yeah.
But one that I need to hear a couple of your coldest ones. I could go first if you want,
man,
bro. I remember some cold ones, bro.
Look, man, I ain't gonna lie. John Wall's fucking
John Wall's classic.
bro.
John Wall's is all time, bro.
Bro, John Wall, watching that shit, you think he's the fucking greatest hooper ever. And I'm not gonna lie, Andrew Wiggins, I was just talking about him. Mm-hmm. Andrew Wiggins shit was different, especially for back in the time. You'd watch it, and if you go back and watch it now, you realize what the hype was.
Bro, I thought he was gonna be the truth, bro.
Bro, I'm telling you, man. Another one that I'll throw, Dennis Smith Jr. Dennis Smith
Jr. was cold, especially being from North Carolina.
Exactly.
Bro, yes,
exactly.
Bro. Shout out NC, man.
Facts.
Bro, couple that pop in my head right away. Bro, De'Aaron Fox's was cold. De'Aaron Fox's had some cold tapes. I'm not gonna hold you. Lonzo's was tough.
Lonzo's tough.
Senior year tape,
Yeah.
especially that. Well, what's the infamous one? See, I got that right this time.
Yeah. Thank
motherfuckers
God.
are clouding me. Oh my God! But was it? He crossed the dude, and then he pointed at him, didn't he, or something?
He crossed. Was it he crossed him and like hit a little step back and then
like the whistle blew.
Yeah, the
stopped.
whistle blew and he either pointed at him or gave him a hand to help him. It was something disrespectful and in the kind way.
Yeah,
the kind disrespect. Yeah, man. And it's just, even if you go and watch tapes now, I don't know, they just don't hit the same.
They don't.
You know, they don't hit the same. But one thing that I will say is, especially for the players now, they're very like, I think the like professionalism is there a lot more, because
like for younger players.
Yeah, for younger players in nowadays age, because you got to think about it. Like you said, nowadays younger players just they get famous. They get a bunch of Instagram followers, they get verified, and so
they're making money off social media now.
Yeah, exactly. You get brand deals and everything like that before you're even 18. So they kind of have to, walk into that and be professional. But it's just, there was nothing like just getting on YouTube and seeing in your recommendations, seeing a random nigga that you've never heard of and watch his hoop mixtapes.
Tape.
And then you should just go dummy. And honestly, in my personal opinion, I always did like, I like the ones where niggas were just straight booming on niggas and everything. But somebody like De'Aaron Fox, where it's just real, just real skill.
Saucing.
Yeah, just cooking niggas. Niggas can't hold you. He's dropping 40 points.
I loved his mixtape.
Yeah.
I loved watching his shit.
Shits were fire, man.
But bro, a question real quick before we get into this next thing. Do you think, let's say like your son, for instance, don't you think it's almost a curse though that like, let's say he's gifted enough to play basketball at the next level, D1 level, that you have to start treating it like a business at such a young age now? It's not just, play in high school, have fun, play in college, have fun, boom, NBA, now it's business. Now it's pretty much like, bro, if you're 14 and got a shot at the league, it's like, it's a business.
I think.
Oh, you think it's hurting the game a little bit?
I don't think it's hurting the game as long as it's balanced correctly.
That's true.
Because I think at the end of the day, for these upcoming players, where if it has to get treated as a business and he's 14 years old, then I think that it's good for them to learn, because there's been a lot of players up and coming. I can't name any off the top of my head, but I know there's been plenty of players who made the wrong move, got put in a bad spotlight, in a bad position or something, wrong place, wrong time, and it ended up killing their career, whether they get locked up, lose scholarship, or just just nobody's checking for them anymore.
Absolutely.
So I think that's
or
good.
Even signing like wrong deals, being told the wrong thing. Type shit.
But at the same time, if you focus too much on it being a business, at the end of the day, every single NBA player, every single professional basketball player that plays the game, they play it because they have a passion for it, and they love it.
That's a fact.
And they enjoy it. It's fun to them. So if you take that away and it's strictly business, that hinders them.
Yeah,
that takes down their skill set. That they might still be a great player, but if it gets to the point where they don't have love for the game, that affects everything else. They're not putting in the work. They don't care as much. All they care about is either the money or they don't care about it at all anymore. So you have to, I think it's very important to find the right balance. But that's what I'll say.
Balance.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. I agree with that. So to stay in basketball real quick before we move into playoffs, give you a little rundown of the playoffs, do our top fives, our predictions for this big weekend and everything. We're going to give a top 5 alternate universe top 5 type thing. Just stay with us. It's a little bit different, but coming in at number 5 for me is this is my top 5 all-time alternate universe reality. Number 5, TJ Warren, bubble player.
Gas.
In the bubble, he was a bucket. A fucking bucket.
Couldn't stop that nigga.
Could not stop him for like 4 games. It was insane. 3 to 4 games, he went nuts. Coming in at number 4, I have Luka versus the Clippers. Luka versus the Clippers is an animal, bro.
Sure, you could throw Luka versus the Suns too.
The Suns do. He hates them too. Fucking coming in at number 3, I have gang sign John Wall. Motherfuckers don't know. John Wall in his prime, bro. Before he tore his Achilles. Shout out John Wall. We messaged him on the Hoop mixtape. So.
Niggas weren't stopping him, man. They were not stopping him.
We're not stopping him. Coming at number 2, Black Mask Kyrie.
God, that Kyrie right there, man. Like, you talk about, niggas talk so much about how gifted Kyrie and everything. That Black Mask Kyrie, boy, man, is nothing you can do to stop him.
Oh my, that
nothing.
Black Mask shirt untucked a little bit. Oh my God, he's getting whatever he wants on the floor, whatever he wants. And then coming in at number 1, I feel like this is non-negotiable. It's non-debatable. Jersey biting Kobe.
Oh yeah,
bro.
Well, look, when you see Kobe biting that jersey, man, you better triple that nigga, bro. You got
and that's still not stopping him,
bro. Still not. He's gonna run around the court, get through some screens, fade away. Whether it's a 3 midi, it don't matter. And if you leave him 1-on-1, he's cooking.
Oh my God, cooking.
He was cooking niggas.
I want to hear yours, man.
All right,
hear yours.
So mine are a little more. Not as specific, I guess.
Okay.
Kind of. And I'm gonna go ahead and start off at number 5. I'm gonna throw in playoff P. Niggas,
P.
I understand.
Paul George, right?
Yeah. Okay. I understand the pandemic P and everything, but be real, man. Be real. Paul George in the playoffs on the Pacers against the Heat. I mean, come on, man. He was unstoppable. Even if you go into his early OKC years, he was still doing his thing. That's where he got in OKC. That's where he got the playoff P from. He went to the Clippers and kind of, had that one pandemic in the bubble pandemic P. But shout out Paul George, man.
I like that 5. I like that 5 pick.
I got him. Now at number 4, I got Richard Hamilton with the mask. That's a throwback for niggas.
Man, a couple kids. If you born in like past 2004 or 5, you don't know about that. Richard Hamilton.
He used to just he could just do everything, man. He was across. He used to spread the floor. He used to do everything. And nigga, for some reason on 2K, he was a demon too. I don't know why, bro. But Richard Hamilton on 2K was a demon.
With the Bulls, bro, that's an automatic green bean.
Automatic. Now for number 3, I got fun guy Kawhi.
Fun guy.
The whole year, nigga. The whole year Kawhi was in Toronto, bro. He couldn't stop niggas, and all you heard that entire year, man, was I'm a fun guy. Like, bro, you couldn't get away from that nigga. He was a meme everywhere, and then you're seeing his highlights posted everywhere too. I got him at number 3. Number 2, I feel like is only right for the flu game, Jordan. I mean,
I was thinking about that one.
I mean, and, you got the controversy of, was the nigga really sick, or did he just eat some bad pizza or whatever?
No, he was sick.
Yeah, but I mean, come on, man. That's an iconic game. That is. He's sick. He's cooking niggas with the flu, man.
In the finals,
you got to shout out flu game Jordan. You do. And now for the last one, I know I just said the last one had to throw it in, but this one right here, 0 Dark 30 Bron.
I knew it was
0 Dark 30 Bron. I know he's not the same right now, man, but
talk about the black jersey, black mask, black headband.
Every single year, playoff start, you see right for the playoff start, you see that one post on Instagram, 0 Dark 30 activated. You see a little post or whatever. Next game come out, bomb, 40 bomb, 50 bomb, 30-point triple double on niggas, man, and I mean. Different. I could have threw in 2018 playoffs, Bron. I kind of try to stay away from the normal shit, like the Kobe mask, or like the mask is always everything. That's kind of why I went with Richard Hamilton, But there's a lot of niggas that have like those like little like the gang sign John Wall, and just like when they get into those modes and just get activated, and they can't get stopped, man. I wish
Carmelo with no jersey tucked in.
Hey, look, Carmelo Anthony, Carmelo with no jersey, Kyrie with no jersey. Kyrie with no jersey is a killer too. But I'll say this:
what's KD's? Does KD have one?
I mean, bro, KD is just
KD.
You can't stop KD regardless, man. I mean, I'll say one thing: if you have a lead against KD. that, man, against the finals when he hit that shot in Bron's face, bro,
He
like
just stood there.
bro,
Didn't even celebrate, bro.
I felt
that might have been one of the coldest things I've ever seen.
I felt so much pain, man. Because I was like, bro, please. I was like, Bron, don't let this nigga fucking splash this in your face.
I know Zoe let you hear it.
Man, that nigga a fake KD fan.
I know he is.
That nigga don't even watch football.
And what's crazy is before we get off this, it's all because Rihanna pissed KD off.
Literally, bro. if she never would have did that, KD would have just kept playing his game.
Just kept hooping.
Had an average game. He get pissed off by her, and KD, man. KD he not a soft nigga, but that nigga be getting.
He remembers everything,
bro. He remembers everything. He be getting in his feelings.
Man,
nigga always taking shit personal.
He'll always get over on you. But man, I want to hear. You got anything else to add?
No. Go ahead.
What is it, bro? I want to hear your biggest takeaway from Super Wild Card Weekend, man. What are we thinking, man?
I ain't gonna lie. It was one of the better wild card games.
Not better than
weekends.
Last year.
Weekends. You don't think it was better than last year?
No. Bro, we saw 2 blowouts. We didn't see that at all last year in the playoffs.
That's true, but we also seen, the blowouts. The blowouts were almost kind of expected. I mean, it was blowouts against the 2 worst seeds.
That's
true. But
if
you look into the AFC, I think the most takeaways I can take from the playoff from this past wild card weekend was a lot of the teams did not look as dominant as I thought they were going to look. Like the Bengals, I understand the Bengals and Ravens is a divisional game, but the Bengals did not look, like a Super Bowl contender out there.
Bro, the Bengals, I just want to say, bro, the Bengals and Bills have absolutely no fucking running game.
Yeah.
At all.
No, and it's crazy the Bengals have Joe Mixon and just can't.
Joe Mixon is an average running back. I'm sorry. I fuck with Joe Mixon. He's a hell of a player. Had a fucking great game against a JUCO college that plays in Charlotte this past year. But, bro. Bro, Joe Mixon, I don't know what last year he was 1,000-yard rusher, wasn't he?
Their O-line is so ass.
And
I think that it's just becoming.
Maybe I'm being too hard.
It's becoming more and more known that their O-line is just terrible. I mean, they had some players get hurt after they revamped it in the offseason, but their O-line is terrible. The Bengals just, the way they played, now it's hard because you can't really judge a team off of one game because the Bengals might come out next game and go crazy. Like I said, it was a divisional game. The Bengals didn't look all that good. The Bills, man, the Bills are just, if they don't have no run game, I'll say this. For the AFC, no team that I saw looked like they will beat the Chiefs. No team I saw me neither. None. Because as much as niggas can talk about the Chiefs and everything they want to say, they've been able to establish their run game. Yeah. Isaiah Pacheco has been pretty solid. He's been pretty good.
Absolutely.
Jerick McKinnon, he isn't really running the ball, but he's been playing good as fuck out of the backfield, getting a bunch of multiple catches a game. So,
bro, I'm looking at if the fucking Dolphins' third string quarterback can put 30 fucking points up on you. Well, granted, I think there was one defensive touchdown in the game, so 20, but still 24 points on you, bro. I'm giving Patrick Mahomes 35 points. Rip,
easily. Now, the only thing about the Chiefs is regardless of how good their defense plays, I mean, Chris Jones is a monster. He's a dog. But regardless of how good their defense looks throughout the season, coming into playoff time against a team like the Bills is going to be the same results as earlier in the year. It's going to be the same results as last year. It's just going to be.
That's always going to be a close game.
Always. But if I had to go match up Chiefs against Bills, Chiefs against Bengals, I know last year everybody was like Chiefs are going to smack the Bengals, and that didn't happen. But this is a different year. I don't see the Bengals beating the Chiefs.
Bengals beat the Chiefs earlier this season.
Yeah, they did. But
Mahomes has never beat Burrow.
Yeah, I know, but I just don't see it, man. The Bengals just something.
Jamar Chase, that's his kids.
The Bengals just it's something that they're missing, man. I know run game obviously, but their defense is ass, bro.
Eli Apple,
bro, that nigga that nigga.
Please cut him.
Didn't he get cooked in the last game anyways?
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, he got cooked. But I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts on this, and then I want to get to your picks. So pretty much you're saying AFC was pretty much shocking. NFC was pretty much predictable. Everything happened AFC, NFC, which I can agree with.
I mean, now I will say this. Kirk Cousins is a bum. I knew Kirk Cousins was going to fold. I hate the Giants. I don't like
if I could pick any upset last weekend, it would have been the Giants. So.
Yeah, I don't like the Giants at all. But Kirk Cousins sucks, man. He fucking sucks. I'm sorry. He sucks. The Cowboys and Buccaneers, I hate that Brady had to go out like that, but the Cowboys are the Cowboys. They have a great defense. Dak played a really good game, but we have to see that against a true playoff team. We have to see that against the 49ers for me to even feel any type of way. Honestly, I think the Eagles will beat the Giants.
Oh, before we get into predictions, I want to hear your thoughts on this.
Okay.
What is it? What do you think of J.K. Dobbins coming out after? And mind you, I don't know if you saw, but he scored a touchdown. And then he didn't get a carry within the 5-yard line the rest of the game. Granted, they were on the goal line when Tyler Huntley fumbled the ball. And so, all that transpired. After the game, he tweets, he should have had the ball in his hands. The play calling is horrible. And if Lamar's out there, they would have won that game. What do you think about all that? That whole situation and everything, him saying that?
It just further proves my point that Greg Roman is a fucking bum. Like, seriously, bro. Why are you – J.K. Dobbins was eating first half. He was eating. Why would you not give it back to him? You don't have Lamar as your running back. First of all, why are you running a QB sneak from the 2-yard line? That's not how that goes. Yeah. That's not how it goes at all.
You know what it is? They saw Trevor Lawrence the night before, do that thing. Where he just stuck his arm out or something?
Yeah, but Trevor Lawrence is what? Fucking
6'6"?
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence is 6'6". And then you have your running backs, fullback, whoever they had back there, you had them literally pushing Tyler Huntley while he's jumping over the line. I don't know if that was a play calling or just Tyler Huntley fucking up. But regardless, you should have gave it to J.K. Dobbins right there. Absolutely. I mean, what down was it? Third down, I think?
Third.
Yeah, it was third down.
And they ran it with Gus Edwards 2 times in a row.
Yeah, and I just don't understand. Greg Roman is not it, man. That whole run-heavy offense, I know Lamar didn't play, but that whole run-heavy offense is not it. You're not going to win games. You're not going to win playoff games because they're expecting a run. And by the time you pass it, I mean, shit, it might be too late. That's when it's all up to Lamar, and you don't even have that great receivers. Yep. So I understand, but you have to make things work with who you got. And John Harbaugh, I mean, bro, it's just disappointment after disappointment every single year. And I hope Lamar either gets paid or leaves and goes to a team that will surround him with offensive weapons and let him at least show people that he can throw. And if he can't, then everybody can who says he can't throw, they can be right. But they got to do something, man. They got to do something.
They do. I just think you summed it up perfectly. I think it just points to Greg Roman not knowing what the hell he's doing. Don't know why he's not out of there yet. I don't know why Brandon Staley still has a fucking job either. I'm not for any man. Shout out Stephen A. Smith. I'm not for any man getting fired. But Jesus Christ, you give up a 27-point lead in the fucking playoffs. You should be fired before the game is even over, while he's kicking the game-winning kick. That was god-awful. And that's honestly the most craziest thing to me. I loved Dak's performance. I love Brock Purdy's performance. That's going to be a hell of a matchup. I think, and I'll go ahead and get into predictions. I think 49ers come out on top, 31-28 type game. I think Eagles, honestly, bro, I think they blow. Actually, I think that game's going to be closer than what people think. But the Eagles are still going to come out on top. And I think it'll be one of those games where it'll be tight, but the score won't reflect that because they might get 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter type game.
The thing, this is what I'll say about the Eagles and the Giants. The Giants are going to go out there and they're going to be like, oh, Daniel Jones has such a great performance. We cooked the Vikings last week and everything. And they're going to come out on their high horse with confidence and everything. That's just going to get shut down. They're going to get their ass whooped.
He's going to get stuck. Yeah, he tries to run.
Yeah, they're going to get their ass whooped. And then
he's not playing the worst defense in the NFL anymore.
Yeah, and then after the game, they'll be like, oh, well, we overachieved this season. Brian Daboll did Brian Daboll has been good this year. But, Brian Daboll has such a good season. He's uplifting the Giants and everything. Man, we know what's going to happen. You play the worst defense in the league. Seriously, literally the worst defense in the league besides the Lions?
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Bottom 3.
Yeah. Literally. They're literally 31st ranked. They're ranked 31st. So, I mean, I think I don't think it'll be just a straight up blowout because the Giants can play. They have playmakers. They can make plays. They got a good coach. But I think the Eagles are just too well rounded. They don't really have anybody on defense. Yeah, they really don't have nobody on defense to stop A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. That's a deadly duo. Yeah, that's a deadly duo. So
I haven't even named Miles Sanders.
Yeah, Kenneth Gainwell, Dallas Goedert. Wow. Their team really good defense. Got a bunch of players. I'm not sure if what's his name is. I don't think C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I don't know if he's back, but I think he's out for the season. Yeah. I'm not too sure. But for my NFC predictions, I will go with Eagles over the Giants and 49ers over the Cowboys. I think that's what's on paper. I think that's what's going to happen.
You know what the NFL wants, though? The NFL wants that Cowboys and Eagles matchup.
Oh, I know. I know
they want that so bad. And if it's some bullshit that happens to the 49ers, like, honestly, it is every year. They do something to fuck it up every year. But, bro, I swear the NFL's scripted. If the Cowboys and Eagles make it to the NFC Championship, it's scripted.
But
move on. Go ahead.
Last thing I want to say about that, also, they love the whole Brock Purdy narrative. So it's a win-win for them either way. Yeah. As long as the Giants don't make it. Nobody gives a fuck about the Giants. All right? Yeah. Fuck the Giants.
On to the AFC. I think I got the repeat AFC Championship from last year, bro. Bengals and Chiefs.
Really?
I have the Bengals and Chiefs.
I don't know, man. I think that the Bengals and Bills game would really come down to if Josh Allen.
I don't really think Josh Allen has looked good the second half of the season, bro.
He hasn't looked good, but if he looks, the thing about Josh Allen, if he looks good, if he looks like first half of the season, then yeah, they're beating the Bengals without a doubt. The Bills will win that game, but I think that game is going to be very close. It's going to be a very competitive game. It can go either way. If I have to choose my pick, I'll go with the Bills because I just think that their run game is a little more solidified just because
the Bills over the Bengals?
Yeah, just because I know the Bengals have Joe Mixon, but and let me retract that statement. The Bengals can definitely run the ball better than the Bills, but I feel like the Bills don't really need to incorporate the run as much against the Bengals as they would probably like the Chiefs or something.
Yeah.
Because the Bengals defense isn't that good.
And, bro, the person calling plays for the Bengals doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. Zach Taylor needs to lose his job. Yeah. Like I said, not an advocate for people losing their job, but Zach Taylor is fucking awful. Yeah. He doesn't know how to call plays. But could you imagine if fucking, I don't know, Cliff Kingsbury, what's his name? Kyle Shanahan, bro, had fucking Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and Joe Mixon to play with.
Bro, they be doing the best offenses in the league.
Oh, my God, bro.
And before we wrap this whole pod up, Chiefs and Jaguars, I mean, come on now. Like,
you could front the Jaguars 21 points. I'll still take the Chiefs.
Yeah. I mean, the Jaguars, man, they played good, but be real. The Jaguars didn't win that game. The Chargers lost that game.
Hold on. I'm going to check the spread real quick for that game.
I mean, Brandon Staley, man, there's no way. It's honestly crazy how you blow a worse lead than the Colts did. Like, how do you do that?
Yeah.
How do you do that? I know not point-wise, but in a playoff game, there's no way to a team that's worse than you. Come on now.
The Chiefs are 9-point favorites, or 8.5 to be specific. 8.5-point favorites. Eagles are 7.5-point favorites, so a whole touchdown. The Niners are 4-point favorites, and the Bills are 5.5-point favorites. So it'll be a good weekend, man.
Yeah,
it'll be a good
definitely.
Weekend. Most exciting game you're looking forward to. We'll wrap this thing up.
Bills and Bengals.
Bills and Bengals?
Yeah.
For me, it's the Cowboys and Niners.
Cowboys and Niners.
You know I got Purdy winning MVP, Super Bowl MVP.
Anyways, all I hope is I hope when the Bills and Bengals play, I don't have to hear fucking solely about DeMar Hamlin. I'm sorry, man, but please. And look, if Tony Romo is commentating for that game, man, I might just have to watch it with no commentators, man, because holy shit, Tony Romo. I watched the Bills and Patriots play, and all I heard was Tony Romo making a fucking sob story, man. Like, can you please commentate about the game? Like, fuck, man, but.
Talk about having no feel.
You're tuned in to the best podcast in the world, man. Shout out to everybody, man.
Shout out to P for not being here. Thank God we didn't have to hear that Cowboys bullshit this episode, but until next time, man.